Hello friends, as promised, the retro Christmas journals will be in my shop tonight, Thursday, November the 17th at, let's say, 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. And so I'm going to do a flip through of them both now, so you can go ahead and decide if you would like to purchase one of them and head over to my shop at that time to grab one. And then at the end of the video, I'll show you a couple more things that I will be adding to my shop as well and announcing a couple of sales. So the first journal, these are both soft cover one signature journals, and they're both retro themed. So the first one is called Jolly Holly, and I called it that because of Jolly Old Saint Nick as well as the holly that's on the cover. And this one measures about 6 inches wide by about 9 1/4. And like I said, it's one signature, and it's sewn together with the pamphlet stitch here. It is made out of a recycled paper Amazon envelope, and then it has fabric on the inside as well as the outside. And then I have decoupaged a few items on the front as an embellishment on the cover, and I've just tied it with a piece of vintage quilting material that I edged with my sewing machine. Let me pull this off so you can see the front a little bit better. This is a vintage image, reproduced image of Santa, and I've added some gold gilding paste. It's not really paste, it's the stuff that you have to clean with turpentine. So instead of using a paintbrush, I usually use a Q-tip so I don't have to clean the brush. But it provides the most beautiful shine, I think. And then I've Mod Podged it as well. And then we have some more quilting fabrics. These are some of the fabrics my mom gave me recently, and she gave me some velvet, so I made some ruffles of that. And this is a starched snowflake ornament that I received or purchased at a estate sale this summer. And then along the edge here on the bottom, I've sewn some red lace. Okay. So this journal, as well as the other one, both of them have 24 folded pages, so that makes 48 leaflets or 96 back and front journaling spaces. So these would be perfect for December dailies. You actually have a little bit more than you need for that, or they can just be a Christmas memories journal or a gift for someone for Christmas, whatever you'd like. So like I said, this is also fabric on the inside, and I have a pocket attached here with some holly fabric and a little embellishment with some coffee dyed lace. I'm gonna move this light back a little bit so I won't hit it. And then here we have a little shaker card. This is actually from KBandFriends on Etsy. All of the shops that I used, Etsy shops and websites that I pulled images from, I will list them below. Oh, and there's journaling space on the back of that. And then I did a little decoupage on the time card. Lots of journaling space on there. And then here's one of my little end cut patchwork sheets that I cut and made into belly bands and then sewed around the outside with some gold thread. This is a photograph from the public domain, and I just reproduced it and then sewed around the edge and added a ribbon trim. So I just love this photograph. I tried to put a couple of photos from the 50s in both journals. And this is a Christmas telegram from KBandFriends, adorable. This is an ad from a Work Basket magazine that I made into a pocket. And then in here we have a piece of feed sack material, quilting half square. And then I tucked in a playing card and a Milton Bradley money. Writing space. And then this is a Hermelinda tag with an ad from, I guess it's sort of, you can design and decorate your own cards like I said, most everything in here is taken from a magazine. If it's an ad or an image, is most likely from a magazine from the 50s or early 60s. There's some rickrack on this tag that's being a little bit. And then this is a image of a Christmas doily, I suppose, that I got from LittleBindy on Etsy. And then I've just backed it with a pink linen print. This is some piano paper. I believe I got this in Happy Meal from Carol. Super excited to finally have a chance to use this. Some red paper, a little German Carol book sheet, and this is some of the beautiful retro awesome wrapping paper that I got in Happy Meal from Cindy. I love it, love it, love it. And then I just glued an image on the back from Ideals. Ledger paper. And this is a vellum envelope that I printed on, sewed together, and put some vintage Christmas stamps inside for you to decorate with. And then throughout both journals, I fussy cut some watercolor images that my daughter did. She has really been enjoying drawing little things for me to cut out and use in my journals lately, and I love it. This is from an Etsy shop that I'm new to. I believe it's called JustDigitalPapers. I will link them as well. Super cute retro pack that I found. This is an image from Ideals that I just put onto this beautiful blue cardstock that I got in Happy Meal from Jan. And I thought she looked great beside this picture of the Nativity from a Sunday school book. This is an Ideals page, and I sewed some gold trim, and then we have a little dangle with a little tiny ornament. And this is a recipe pamphlet that was inside of a Better Homes and Gardens magazine from, I think, 58. Yes, 58. And then some green paper for writing. Here's a little Santa tuck spot. And this is another LittleBindy doily, and I wrapped it around this vintage, this is that ribbon feeling wrapping paper, and I wrapped it around the tag. And this is just a little flip notepad for writing, and this is from Ideals. This is a recreation of, I guess, a Sears catalog in blue, which I thought was stunning, and I just turned it into a journaling card. I am so excited that I got these done today. I really did not expect to get these done, but I was clear-headed today and little to no interruptions, and I was able to knock them out. So excited. This is not vintage. Well, I guess it's about 10 years old, but I've had it for a while, and it is a recreation of a vintage print, I believe, and I love it. I try to use it in all of my Christmas journals. This is from I think from the 1940s. It was one of those Christmas Carol books that came in the newspaper. Doily. And then here, this is from KBandFriends. This is a little sort of a golden book that she did, and then I filled it with just some random papers for writing, and then a little card from her as well. This is some more vintage gift wrap from Cindy, and another Ideals page. This is one of the Christmas cards that I got from Carol, blank for writing. And this is from the book that I showed you a few videos back that I got at my dad's seminary. It's called A Christmas Annual, I believe, and it was from the late 40s. So I guess these are a little bit older. And then I sewed a little adorable Santa ribbon trim tag on it. And then this is art tissue dyed paper that I did when I started this project. I love doing that. And I've been hoarding this, but I decided to use it. This is I found it just tucked inside something that I got in an antique store. It was pristine. It's an American Greetings card sack. retail sack, and I just folded it and put it in here. And on the back there's a little shopping reminder list. And inside here I have a Rolodex card and a ticket. Oh, and another little tag. And then here we have a handwritten recipe for Kris Kringles. And I put some green stamps and just a little handwriting sheet for a note sheet. And I put the Kris Kringles on the page with the mom and her kids making cookies. This is from a French textbook. It's about Christmas. And then this is a vintage Christmas card. I sewed some green lace from Jan, I believe, on the end of this, and I put a little bell dangle. And then woven through here, sort of fraying a little bit, but I wove a foil pipe cleaner through the center pocket. I just feel like these type of pipe cleaners are they just scream mid-century modern. So I know a lot of ornaments were made out of this back then, so I wanted to put that in some way in this journal. And then a little embossed card here. This is a piece of ephemera from a scrapbook that I had, and it's just a little Christmas party menu, and then little activities that they did. And then here's another one of those public domain photographs, and it has writing on this one, 1953, and a little note sheet with a snowman. And then here, this was also in that scrapbook. It was a folded up piece of tissue paper that I think she had received a gift from an early boyfriend from. And so I unfolded it carefully and cut off the torn parts and decoupaged it onto cardstock. And I was able to make a lot of stuff with it. And then I put some eyelash trim. And this is a wallpaper image from TaylorMadeJournals. And I sewed a piece of velvet ruffle at the top. And then here's a vintage yo-yo that I had from an estate sale. And some red pom-pom trim, of course. And then here's some of my aged cellophane tape. Just reminds me of wrapping presents. And then on this side of the bag, we have another little tag. And then a Bible verse card. A velveteen tab here. And then little teeny tiny rickrack on this paper clip. And this is a coin envelope that I've decoupaged. And then inside is I got it from a scrapbook as well. It's just a little vintage gift tag. I don't think, nope, nothing written on it. Unused. There's a little Santa tuck spot. So you'll notice, or you may not be able to see very well, but I put glossy accents on the eyes of a lot of the Santas and the snowman and the reindeer, just because I wanted them to be shiny. And then here's a Santa flashcard and a little Poinsettia stationery reproduction. And then this is an ad for Christmas shopping, I guess mail order, from a Work Basket magazine, and I wanted to keep it as it was, so I have a little tuck spot here, and then you can flip it up for secret journaling. But it's pretty fragile. Those pages are very thin. This is a tuck spot from a Christmas card that I got from Cindy. Adorable. And then in here we have a vintage tally. And the ad, you might have seen it, for the holiday glassware from the catalog that I have. And then I sewed a crepe paper ruffle. So a lot of the ornaments and decorations also back then were crepe paper because it was very inexpensive and you can make it into so many cool things. And then we have an envelope here that I've put a digital doily on and then added some sequins. And then inside is a little poem from an Ideals magazine. You can journal on the back. I love this glitter paper. And then this is a little side pocket, and we have a little reproduction postcard, and you can see that the stars on here are shiny. I hope you can. And then a little family circus. You can't have a Christmas journal without a family circus cartoon. And then here's one of my patchwork pockets, and we have a fabric tag here and a little digital image of a candy cane. And then this is another card that I received from Cindy that was missing the back, or maybe it was part of it was cut out. So I just took the front and sewed it onto cardstock. Adorable, adorable. And it's textured. It's very textured. And then a little label here. And out of the bottom, we have little dangles with more bells. And of course, lots of fun stuff coming out the top as well. All right, so that was Jolly Holly. I'm afraid I'm gonna say it in the wrong order. Jolly Holly. And then this one is going to be named Perfect Poinsettia. And this one, I believe, let me measure it. This one might be a little bit different. I tried to make them the same, but you know how sometimes they just aren't. 6 and then 9 1/4. So I don't know what I said on the last one. I think this one may be a little bit taller. This one is tied with a satin ribbon. And the same as the other, I have a little decoupage image on top of some fabric and a starched snowflake and some velvet ruffle, and then some of that gilding around the edge right here. More dangles with bells, and then more dangles off the side, and lots of fun stuff at the top. Same number of pages, 24 pages, so 48 leaflets, so 96 back and fronts. This one, the interior is a beautiful, I almost said ivy, holly, dark green and light green holly. Here's one of my patchwork pockets. Here's a Her Melinda tag with an ad from a Work Basket magazine. And then a fabric tag with some, this is not vintage, but it's like the gift tie yarn. And then a little image, and I have made the little windows shiny. Here's a belly band with my end cut strip sewn method. And then this is a lady out of a Better Homes and Gardens magazine. And then I just wove some of that same green foil pipe cleaner on the side of this journaling card. And then the paper behind here is beautiful poinsettias as well. And then here we have a Santa tuck spot from a Christmas card from Cindy. And then we have a collaged time card with the fruitcake recipe. And then a cute little image with some shiny ad kitty cat coming out of a mailbox. Oh, and I forgot to show this on the other journal. I added some flocking to some of the Santa's trim. So there was a tuck spot in the other one where Santa's little hat and armband and all of that have flocking that I added. Here's some more of that wrapping paper from Cindy. Another recipe page. This beautiful retro Etsy kit that I purchased. This is a pattern, sort of a iron-on pattern replica from Workbasket magazine. Tiny rickrack on this paper clip, and then I decoupaged on the front of this envelope this little bird, and then this is actually cut out of one of the Christmas cards that I have. It's from Aunt Ruth. And then inside here is another Workbasket ad for how to make money making Christmas cards. I feel like we have not lost that entrepreneurial spirit. I love it. And then another piece of piano paper. This is another full Workbasket magazine page with a little tuck spot so you can lift it up and journal underneath. And this one, of course, is a poinsettia instruction, a lapel ornament. And then here's another piece of that wonderful wallpaper, gift wrap. Here's some more art tissue dyed with some red lace and a little ornament here. A little vintage song sheet, ledger page. This is just an ornament from some gift wrap that I glued on. This is a tuck spot. It's an ad from a 1950s magazine about a dishwasher. And then I made this little tag with some, she's a sewing pattern lady. And then this is just a cute little flip through notepad. This is from a French textbook. This is another linen from LittleBindy on Etsy. This is from an Ideals book. And some more of that reproduction gift wrap from current catalog. Some German carol sheet music. An Ideals page. A little tuck spot here with the reproduction of that. I forgot that I also printed on the back sort of like a textured paper. And this is some poinsettia stationery, and then a little telegram from KBandFriends. This is from a children's Bible storybook, and then I've sewed on this beautiful, really thick and embellished fabric tab. And we have a bag here with a little tag and a little star. It's got a sticky back so you can put it wherever you'd like. And then a cute little joy ticket. I love these ornaments that go in like that. I love that. Here's some of my aged cellophane tape. A vintage Christmas card. This is another LittleBindy doily image, and I turn it into a tuck spot. And this is I almost said Superman, snowman writing page, and an embossed journaling card. Shopping for Christmas presents. And then in the center of this one and the other one, I decided to do something I've never tried. Instead of folding a page up, I added a folded pocket later, and I like the way it turned out. This is a reproduction of some vintage wrapping paper, or scan, I should say, that I was able to find on a blog, and she said that we could use it for our creative projects. So it was just precious to me. And then this is from KBandFriends. This is one of her little golden book lookalikes. And I put some fun paper in here, including this stitched paper. And then here's a cute picture of a little boy staring at his tree. The photographs are public domain. Here's a Rolodex card with another one of the watercolors that my daughter did. And then here's a shaker card for holiday snow. And a wallpaper print with some velvet ruffle. And this is vintage red rickrack right here, and red pom-pom trim. Here is a horizontal belly band. This is from an Ideals magazine. It's a reproduction of a Sears catalog, and it's the tinsel. And then this is a tag with a little pocket. I put a little flash card in here and ticket. And this is from the glassware catalog. I thought it's not really Christmassy, but it looks kind of New Year's, so I decided to use that. And then here we have a little flashcard, vocabulary card type thing, and a Bible verse. Here's a fabric pocket, and I've got, I think Cindy gave me this. This is just a 70s needlework book, and the Christmas colors jumped out at me, so I sewed it onto the back of this page, which only had writing. And this is just another tag with a tab in a family circus. And another tag, like the other book had, made with the very old, brittle tissue paper from the 50s from a scrapbook. There's some green lace that I got from Jan, and then a little bell. Here's another printed and handmade envelope from Vellum with 3 vintage Christmas stamps inside, of course, with a poinsettia on one of them. And then my daughter painted this poinsettia too. And I just glued this vintage image on here. This is from the Graphics Fairy. This is one of the Christmas cards that I received from Carol. And a little coin envelope. Inside I have put a vintage gift tag. And this is actually probably the oldest thing in the book. This came out of a box of cards from the early 1930s. And then here we have, be careful with this paper clip. We have some S&H green stamps, a Christmas tree photo, and a little note sheet with a candy cane. Velveteen tab. These cookies are making me hungry. And the last page, I just have a little tag tucked in here. This is another image from LittleBindy. It's one of her scanned Christmas linens, and I wrapped it around the back. And this is a pocket made from that vintage tissue paper. And then I put a little bit of crepe paper ruffle that I made and a little ticket. And there's my Chasing Retro tag. And I forgot to mention this, the outside is made from a vintage napkin. I received this in I bought this at I don't remember if it was an antique store or a estate sale, but I've been holding on to it for a long time. It has poinsettias and pine cones on it, and I love it. Okay, so this one is called Perfect Poinsettia, and the other one is called Jolly Holly. They will be in my shop tonight at 9 p.m. Also in my shop, I'm going to be listing a couple more things. I spent some time last week while I was watching television and just hanging out with my family. I fussy cut a ton of women and children, mostly girls, I think they're all girls, out of a new look pattern book from the year 2000. So I guess technically you could say that they're vintage, barely, but to me the fashions aren't that different than what we wear now. So if you're looking for retro sewing pattern counter book images, this will not be for you. But if you like this kind of thing, and you don't have to have retro, or maybe you are not really a junk journaler, you're more of a mixed media or just regular journaler. So I will be listing these. These are women's clothes, girls' clothes, and then several sets of women and girls sewing pattern models that I have fussy cut. I don't even know if that's something that interests you or not, but you know, I was cleaning out my bookshelf and I realized if I cut this book apart and get everything I want out of it, I will free up some space. So I did. And then by viewer request, I will be listing a few of my very treasured baby shower, baby gift insert cards. Some of them are just standard. This one has a scalloped edge. None of them are used. They are all new old stock. This one has a cutout. I'll probably offer them maybe in sets of 2 or 3. So if you are in the market for a baby journal in your near future, you might want to grab a couple of these, because I'm not going to list many because I don't have a ton. So once I list what I have, that will be it. So yeah, those will be heading to the Etsy shop as well as the journals. And I have several things on sale in my shop right now, but I also need to clear space on my bookshelf. So the fall journals will be going on major sale tonight at 9 o'clock, along with the other things. If you would like to purchase a fall journal, I have 3 available. They will be marked down even more, and they will be, you know, I should be able to get them to you in time for Thanksgiving if you want to give them as a gift for someone. But I think that's it. I don't think I forgot anything. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing. I cannot believe that I'm rounding up to 900 subscribers. Blown away, completely astounded, honestly, and very tickled as well. So thank you so much for your support and your comments, your encouragement, and your sweet words. And I will talk to you very soon. Have a wonderful evening.